hang on to your seat, baby, because this one's a screamer. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
What is going on, entertainment? So I'm coming to y'all with another video. We talking Hollywood hot topics. Before I get started, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let me know what y'all think about this video, okay? So first thing I wanted to get into, y'all, is Karlissa. Now, Karlissa, y'all, is sick of the threats. She's sick of Kroissan saying certain things about her. If y'all don't know, Karlissa has said a lot of things about Kroissan's son, has speculated a lot of things about Kroissan's son, and has even run into her at Blue's new restaurant opening. Well, old restaurants are new, but y'all get what I mean. And where she had a run-in with Chrisean and had some things to say afterwards about the baby. Now, Kroissan even threatened her at one point after that whole link up and said she wanted to stomp her out, but refrain herself from doing so. Like, don't get stomped out, right? So since then, she's been apparently receiving threats from what she's claimed. They've been going back and forth for the past few days with their sides of stories of what's going on. And y'all all know Karlissa has had some, some opinions about the baby, okay?
Chrisean, sweetheart, I was not clowning your child, my grandchild. It's time to just say what it is so that you can stop being embarrassed and harboring that guilt. I literally spoke what I saw because I was in shock. I was not trying to say anything bad about your son for clout. That's you. You use my son for clout. I'm not using your son for clout. So that's your guilt. That's your own personal guilt. And anything that you have thought of.
Now, the guilt that she's referring to also is a lot of the things that have been speculated about the baby's health. A lot of people online have speculated that the baby has fetal alcohol syndrome, which has not been confirmed by Kroissan, but a lot of, internet medics have deemed that's what the baby does have. You already know how I felt about it. I do know for 100% facts, that Kroissan was smoking and drinking while she was pregnant, okay, while on Baddies. So if that were to be the case, it wouldn't be far-fetched because these are the things that were going on.
For my year to go any other way than what Jesus Christ has designed it to go for, I bind and rebuke it in the name of Jesus because I am a child of God. So whatever.
I thought you was a child of God. Okay, what happened to God? Okay, y'all gonna have to stop playing with God. Let me tell y'all something. Like this whole Kroissan, Karlissa thing, I feel like they put religion too much into it. And you guys are too much of negative beings to even bring up the Lord. Like literally, just sit up and just draw. Like it's one thing for me to do it, because one, I'm getting paid to do it, and two, that's I guess my hobby / job. Y'all just do it because it's your life. That's sad, especially you, Karlissa. Okay.
Whatever you over there plotting and scheming for our year to be whatever you thought it was going to be, it's continually your years, not ours. We love you. God bless you. Chrisean, sweetheart, I was not clowning your child, my grandchild. It's time to just say what it is so that you can stop being embarrassed and harboring that guilt.
Okay, and she posted, in that restraining order includes the restaurant because my name is on that too.
I saw him in that restaurant. It crushed me. And for her to say she wanted to stomp me out, girl, I can't even tell you what my mind wanted to do to you once I looked in his face and I didn't know if he was looking at me, you, or the air. I was hurt, genuinely hurt. But you know what I said? You know what? That's okay. That's okay. If he can laugh and he can cry and he can smile, he can still be a joy in this world. And that's who I am. And I'll make anybody feel good. Anybody. Everybody in my family knows that. I make something out of nothing. Repeat after me. She gonna make something out of nothing. But anyway, yeah, so I got to see it, and that's probably what you was mad at me about, because you saw my face and you felt my energy. But that's okay. That was my first time seeing them. I never seen them woke before. I never seen what they saw. I literally thought this whole time that maybe when I saw him in that restaurant, it crushed me. And for her to say she
Okay, where it cut off is she thought that maybe, you know, the internet was sort of editing stuff and like putting you know, edits on the pictures to make the baby, I guess, look worse than anything. Okay, now this is coming from when Chrisean recently made like a video where she basically says that you're going to have a bad year. She alludes to negative things happening, which to me, I was like, whoa, like this, you know, it's a little dark. You know what I'm saying? It's a little dark.
Karlissa, you can't rebuke anything. You reap what you sow. Like I said, I want to see how your year go.
Ooh. When somebody says something like that, you got to get on your knees and pray, baby, because they are speaking a curse upon your life. Damn.
I want to see how this play out. I think trolling my son, get y'all money. All right, cool. We gonna see where it gets you. Can't rebuke anything.
Okay. Now this is a continuation, you guys, of what Miss Karlissa had to say about the baby.
When I saw him in that restaurant, it crushed me. And for her to say she wanted to stomp me out, girl, you know, I can't even tell you what my mind wanted to do to you once I looked at his face and I didn't know if he was looking at me, you, or the air. I was hurt, genuinely hurt. But you know what I said? You know what? That's okay. That's okay. If he can laugh and he can cry and he can smile, he can still be a joy in this world. And that's who I am. And I'll make anybody feel good. Anybody. Everybody in my family knows that. I make something out of nothing. Repeat after me. She gonna make something out of nothing. But anyway, yeah. So I got to see it, and that's probably what you was mad at me about, because you saw my face and you felt my energy. But that's okay. That was my first time seeing them. I never seen them woke before. I never seen what they saw. I literally thought this whole time that maybe people's fans was doing something to the pictures, or, you know, making it not. I didn't believe it the whole time. I just was like, nah. You know, John said there was a couple things going on, but he didn't say it was to that extent. Okay. So I thought, you know, the fans was manipulating. When I saw him in that restaurant, it crushed me and manipulating stuff. I had no clue. But now I know. Now I see what they see. I see what's going on. And that's all right. That's all right. It don't matter. It wouldn't matter to me at all, one bit. He will be around this motherfucker in a chair that sits him up. I will go buy the best stuff for him. I will go buy the best chair that sits him up. I will be calling India and France and Rome, trying to figure out what machine we can get to work what. We would be chopping that shit down. But nope, you sitting over there with a bunch of weirdos that want some followers. It crushed my heart to look at my grandbaby and see that. And that was my first time seeing it. And it did. It crushed my heart a little bit. It did. But I love all my kids, no matter what I told you, whether they slow, need a helmet, whether they got nappy hair, whether they short, funny looking. I love all my grandkids, but I ain't gonna lie. My first initial and stuff. I had
it is one time only. Karlissa, keep talking about my son, bro. That's all I got to say. Talking about you seen him, and you said, oh, you see the illness or whatever, whatever you was trying to say. You saw him and you couldn't believe that you seen whatever they talking about is true. You wasn't that motherfucking close. You didn't even get to hold him, bro. Don't play with him like that, bro. And it's funny. This is a PSA for everybody that think that they can just clown my kid for clout. Let's see what y'all year gonna look like. It is one time only. Karlissa, keep talking about my son, bro. Can't rebuke anything, Karlissa.
Okay, now I do feel like Karlissa went a little bit too much in detail as to what she saw, because at the end of the day, the internet already knows. So you saying it isn't going to make anything better, because at the end of the day, the real ones know and see what's going on. Okay? We see what's going on, right? So if you really want to make sure that the baby okay or want to even be close or be in that baby's life, she's not going about it the right way. Because this isn't going to do anything but make Kroissan hate you. It's not going to do anything but make Kroissan never want to be around you, which then further makes you not be able to get the baby the proper help that he needs. That's just facts. So I just wish she went about it a smarter way. I understand all her frustration because her being a grandmother, she puts in work. Say what you want about Karlissa, but she be with them kids. I'm telling y'all, that lady be with them kids. I'll never take that away from her. Like, she be with them kids. Them grandkids, she does, like, she's always with them. She's always taking care of them. It's not like she's just an absentee grandmother, which she doesn't even have to be in their lives, really, but she is. So, especially with some of the stuff that has really went down over the years. You feel me? But she really has. So, I think that's why she takes a little so deep and so hurt, because she showed up so much as a grandmother. So, the fact that she can't be a grandmother to Kroissan's baby, I think it kills her a little bit on the inside. But you talking about the baby on the internet, that don't help. Because now you just one of millions that's doing the shit. That's all I'm saying. Now, there's a sister that has been talking really negatively about Kroissan. Her name is Chassity. Now, in this live, Kroissan basically tells Chassity's entire business. I was kind of gagged. And also gagged, but also believed her. Because the things that the sister would say to me would always seem suspect, because we all know that, well, at least I knew. Kroissan has said before, she used to give her money. So when she stopped giving her money, she changed. She kind of turned on her. We've seen this a lot happen with a lot of people that have gotten a level of fame or a level of clout. So the sister's words and statements against Kroissan have not always been credible to me, and she proves it in this live. I'm not gonna lie. Trigger warning, okay? Trigger warning. That's all I'm gonna say.
Stop fucking talking about me, bro. Oh God. Hey y'all, chat. Look this bitch up, bro. Look up her cases, bro. She went to jail for busting her kid his head open with a lunchbox, my nigga. All that street shit she's popping. Look at her cases. All her charges is from hitting the innocent baby in the head, her baby, and then her next child. I don't know how old he was, probably 1 year old. He overdosed because of her. She was about to go to jail for, you know how she got out of it? She pleaded schizophrenia. They took a hair sample. That's what they diagnosed her with. Them people ain't sending you home if you bust a little kid head open after 2, like, bro, they giving you way more time than what you actually done. Y'all, look up Chassity Malone. Cause it's weird how she trying to like play with me, say all this weird shit that the fans, they not even fans. It's people that don't fuck with me trolling the internet. Cause if you fuck with me, you would just keep all that shit that's trying to bring me down out your mouth. You feel what I'm saying? But instead, you troll me for clout, trying to prove a point, but also trying to hurt me because I said, no, I did not want to give you no more money, bro. I didn't do shit to you, bro. And that's fine, bro. It get lonely at the top, my nigga. I never had family in the first place, bro. Y'all start coming around because I blew the fuck up. Y'all couldn't deal with it. Now we beefing. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, bro. You're evil as fuck talking about I'm evil. You're the evil one. Why did you kill your son? You was about to get charged with murder, bro. And then you try to blame it on mommy. Oh, he was with my mom, and you know she take medication, and I don't know what happened. What are you talking about? He was dead with you. He was alive when he was with mommy. You're a liar. Look at your charges. Your charges show you being a fucking abuser to your kids. Fuck out of here. Shakur don't even like chicken nuggets. You used to stuff it in his mouth till he threw up. That's why we got in an argument and start arguing. You said, bitch, don't tell me how to raise my kids. He not finna waste your money because you paid all this money for Chick-fil-A. Let's really talk about the facts. And then
now, if y'all don't know what sister she's talking about, this is the sister that appeared on the Baddies episode where Kroissan and Chassity had the sit down. And afterwards, the sister was seen with her on the red carpet. And recently, she's been saying a lot of negative things about Kroissan and her mothering skills and just her as a person.
Sharnetta don't even fuck with you. You do not fuck with you, bro. Out of the grace of no, like she like Kroissan, your sister. She's asking for a little bit too much. She need money. I watched her baby all week. She didn't come get it. What are you talking about? You try to give Sharnetta flowers. Sharnetta will let everybody know Chassity is a scammer. Sharnetta was there from the start, from when I was in childhood type stuff. Like I know her back then. I call her mom. You feel me? She's the godmother of my.
I just thought of this. What the hell happened to God's plan? Let me show us. What the heck happened to God's plan? That's what I want to know.
Son, okay, cool. When Chassity found out that lady is running a daycare, got a couple dollars on her, and very responsible, guess what she started doing? Using that lady and leaving the baby over there. And then guess what the lady do? Called me, asked me for help. What should I do? I told her, you got to stop messing around with my family, because if you only deal with me, you just got to only deal with me, because if you deal with her, she's going to abuse the help. Then let's talk about it. You're scamming California. You're telling them that you live out there, taking the funds from them and using it for out here. What are you talking about, Chassity? Worry about clearing your skin. Worry about shit worry about yourself. Stop talking up online about me. Trying to fake defend Latifah, knowing she lying. She with the nigga you already said it out your mouth before I even said anything. She's with the nigga you used to fuck with. And it's funny because just because I ain't give you no money, now you sided with everybody else that's trying to troll me. I don't give a fuck. Y'all not going to stop me. Stop no motion, no money, and none of that. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Drop some music. Go build a brand. Go. Talking about my son is crazy. After you try to kill your own, it's crazy. You posting that little boy on your page like you didn't kill him. Like he didn't OD. Like the system didn't have to take him from you. Then you had a plea to keep that baby you got now. You had to prove that you have a crib. They don't know that you're scamming with the AIDS from California, though. Talking about all this street shit. All your charges is about child abuse. That is not street shit, bitch. Everything you're saying is not credible. Sorry. Fuck out of here, Chassity. Chassity, stop fucking talking about me, bro. Oh, God. Hey, y'all.
Okay, now I don't feel a way about Kroissan doing this, because at the end of the day, enough is enough. Like I said on my previous video, from what I've seen, Kroissan at one point went in a hibernation season. She's just now coming across the blogs now because she's starting to go live and talk on socials. Before then, you didn't hear a peep out of her. So when she was saying a peep, people was peeping. They was talking. So when now she talks, people are mad. I don't get it. I'm sorry. And I'm not a Kroissan fan, but I'm calling it how I see it. Okay? You can only poke at somebody for so long before they explode. I will say Kroissan's best move now is just to focus on God's plan. Okay? First of all, please don't be promised to shows and think Let Me Pep are gonna pull through on shows. when he used the youth for baddies. Okay, that's my whole thing. She really do the show on her own with her own production people and just put it out there, really show what's really going on. And that way she could also put the baby stuff to rest. Because from what God's plan looked like, it looked like they're going to include the baby in the show. So we're going to find out the truth regarding everything regardless. Okay. Now, speaking of Lemmy Papa, he posted in regards to the Viacom lawsuit and said, not Viacom pulling a Drake. Drake! Let me Pepper think this a joke. Viacom gonna win, baby. It don't matter how much coin you think you got in this litigious lawsuit. Viacom is going to pull that W. I don't care what nobody says. They are going to pull that W. Because I just feel like in regards to all of what Bad versus Wild did, there is a huge comparison between the two shows. And their claims, I feel like can't be denied. Okay? Now, Baddies Gone Wild, y'all, has started filming, or the production has started filming. They are in Brazil, okay? That's why you see some of the baddies. We see Gloss. We see some of the girls' rails in Brazil. And he having a ball. Girl, the lawsuit is in the US, okay? No shade, okay? Have fun out the country, though. I'm excited to see what this Baddies Gone Wild gonna give, though. I will say that. Now, Lil Meech, you guys, has responded back to the whole situation besides his father, Big Meech, and 50 Cent, and also Rick Ross. So this wasn't supposed to be a public reply, but he texted 50 Cent, and 50 Cent posted those private text messages that he texted him. That was the first mistake right there. Let me tell y'all, when I seen that girl Stony crying on that Wags to Riches about how 50 Cent, exposed her punani all over the internet, that's when I knew. Well, I've been knew he was evil, but I was like, wow, you a different type of sick. I already knew about the story, but to see her retell it on television, if I felt a little bit of ways, like that was some low down stuff that you did, 50. So I would never text this man anything of a confrontation because I know he gonna post it. I know he gonna use it for ammo. Now he posted text between him and Lil Meech. And Lil Meech said, they just told me you unfollow me off Instagram and now you managing Skilla Baby with Rocket when I brought him around you first. Well, you didn't have a clue who he was. Now you mad at me when I would take the shirt off my back for you. I can't believe this, man. You act as if I'm your enemy. I've only showed you love and loyalty. I'm human. I go through my own ish, but I never switched up on you. F Ross. But he gave my dad some bread so he can afford to pay his bills until our next season starts. This internet ish is throwing me off, man. You know me in real life. And then he posted a caption, what next season, little nigga? I told y'all that nigga is petty. BMF is over, okay? That nigga is petty. But let me tell you what you gonna do, Lil Meech. You hit up that nigga Tyler Perry, and you hit him up, and you tell him about your testimony. And he might write you a script. I'm just saying, okay? We've seen what you can do on BMF. So it's like you have, a bit of a resume to build up to it. So I wouldn't even try to even make up with this man, because if you could literally punish me for what my dad did, I will never F with you because I'm not my dad. So why are you punishing me? I didn't do anything to you. My dad switched up on you. I didn't. I can't control my own dad. That's me talking as Lil Meech. Like, that's up. Although 50 Cent, I feel like I saw some of y'all comments. I'm still not switching my opinion. I'm sorry. It's a loyalty thing. Like, now, okay? Now, him exposing that Ross gave him money, that dad is probably going to cuss Little Meech into a little hole because you basically told that man his business. And now the whole world knows. That's embarrassing. A man's ego is as fragile as Natalie's chin. You feel me? So it's like, why would you do something like that? You didn't have to put that in and tell that detail. You could have just said Ross has done some things for my dad. Things can mean a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? But to talk in specifics with a petty man is a little bit dangerous. And now we've all seen the outcome of that. Okay? Now, let me know what y'all think down below. Should BMF still continue, or is Ross is 50, right, and pulling the plug? Now, Bobby, you guys, has now fallen out again with Trina over this last Love Hip Hop Miami episode. Y'all, I've been keeping up with this season, y'all. I still ain't recapping it though, no shade. But I have been watching this rest of the season. It's actually pretty good. Trina, you are in danger. That guy, to me, I side-eye him hard. Something about him gives me dirty trade. Something about him gives me psychotic trade. Something about him gives me watch your bag. I don't know. I don't know. I just have a feeling. When I watch people on TV, I get a feeling. And he gives me a feeling. I don't feel like his feelings for Trina are genuine. I think he's using the heck out of her. Trina, to me, did the dumbest thing by getting married without having a prenup. Trina, you have too many people that are around you that are very intelligent. One of them I know. I don't know him personally, but I've met him before. And, he's done a lot for Trina. I'm not going to say his name on here, but, he does a lot of things for Trina. And, it bothers me because you have such good people around you, and you do have something as marrying without a prenup from this man. You don't know this man like that. I'm sorry. I don't care what nobody says. You have to always protect yourself, because one day somebody loves you, the next day they cannot stand you. We've seen this happen time and time again. And it's like, Trina, you've built such a legacy to where it's like, you would think she would know a little bit better. The way he threw that water at Bobby, girl, that was very housewifey. Who does that? I was like, what the hell? I don't care if it is a little improv, because we all know Love Hip Hop is a little improv. That was the raw improvisation for hood nigga, supposedly. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I didn't like that scene. It came across very weird when he was looking outside of which I can't play it due to Viacom. See, I ain't let me pepper. You're not gonna get me Viacom. You feel me? Watch the episode of VH1 MTV. Yeah. All right. So when he was looking out the window and he was smiling making that face, I was like, yeah, you're a little strange, my guy. And I thought that was a little bit, on the peculiar side. You know what I'm saying? Bobby's saying he's back to square one for not liking Trina. I don't think that's going to be the case. I feel like that part was a little overly done, and that's for camera. I think if Trina called him with an emergency, he'll run to her aid. So I feel like he was just saying that for the dramatics of it. But it's just that guy. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's no bueno. It's no bueno. The previous dude she was with, I was rooting for her, to be honest. I was rooting for him. So this new one, though, jury's still out. So in this segment of funny videos, I'm going to try to include in every video of Hollywood Hot Topics. Bambi was talking about how she never is going to date anytime soon. And, God humbled her because she basically was talking about how $50K a date ain't enough, apparently.
For a date will never be enough. I am so sorry, sir. I'm for sure gonna say, but you know what? I'm not even gonna give you the opportunity because I don't even want to date nobody else. I don't want to date nobody. Okay? Ever. Again.
Girl, you need to give the stylist an extra $50K to keep it intact. Oh my son. That is crazy and embarrassing, okay? We know we could expect her to be the next gift meme on Neighborhood Talk. Why would you do that? Y'all entertainers, we gotta hit her with why would you do that?
Now, I know you ain't doing that. I can't believe you did this. That's why I don't tell you nothing. Because why you do that? Why I do what?
Why you do that? Child, Mama D gonna call you a horse for real, okay? You lost your mane. My whole thing is, them ponytails have to be done right. Anybody that knows the hairstylist knows that. If that is not secure, it will fall off, okay? I would have seen it happen middle school, high school, and some more-ish, okay? So, Bambi, you might want to take a date that's a less than 50K and then take the rest of the money and apply it to your hair. What Malaysia said, your wig is in the car.
Sham, you set me up for failure. My ponytail came off. Come fix the pony. The whole thing. Oh, maybe I should just do a cute little buzz.
Regardless or not, though, Bambi is beautiful, so she gets away with it because of that. Okay, thank God. Now, let me know what you guys think down below about this video, and we're out, babies.
No personal thing.